Alright, just gonna quickly check my overlays. Okay, looks like we're good to go. This game is underway as well. The draft is actually quite well done here. We've got a Venomancer, Ancient Apparition, Legion Commander, and a Sand King coming out for WG Unity. While Signify, they've gone with the Vision game. They've gone for the Night Stalker and the Bat Rider, picking up the Dazzle as their third pickup. Bans, you've got a Monkey King ban along with a Nature's Prophet from Signify, while they've chosen to ban out that Bloodseeker with the Alchemist here. So this is very targeted banning coming out from Signify. It's like they've done their homework on WG Unity, they've scrimmed against them as well and are banning out heroes that they prefer. Meanwhile, WG Unity kind of returning the favor, banning out the Owa Lich pick and the Nyx Assassin as well, along with the Tinker and a Storm, Crowley favorites being taken out of the equation. I think WG has a lot of solo pick-off potential here, with the Legion Commander going waltzing about in the jungle, an Ancient Apparition Ice Plus coming in from somewhere else. I wouldn't be surprised if an Invoker pick supplemented all of this now. But, oh, they did it, didn't they?
Wow.
Signify playing Dirty Dota.
So, I know they scrim against each other a lot, WG Unity and Signify, and I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of Bloodseeker being picked by WG Unity as well. I think Miracle plays that hero. Miracle is on WG Unity, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so that's a pretty standard ban, I honestly feel, because he's one of the best Bloodseeker players in the SC region currently. Alchemist, I'm not sure who's still running Alchemist. I know OG still runs Alchemist, but other than them, I really haven't seen. TNC run him to some extent, but I haven't seen anyone. Signify might be knowing, So basically, they'd give them the Venomancer and pick up a Viper. Fight poison with poison seems to be the call for Signify.
Yeah, sure does. And this actually throws a real wrench into what WG Unity were thinking of for their middle lane, because if it was an Invoker, it's probably not the best choice now versus a Viper. He's going to make a mess out of them. You're also going to have the Night Stalker coming in time and again towards the middle lane. The double slows versus an Invoker with one piece of detection could really destroy him. Viper's also pretty good versus the Legion. You can kite around him if he jumps in with that Blink Dagger. There's also the fact that Viper is fairly tanky up against all the magic damage coming out from WG Unity, so it's not a bad choice at all. Let's see what Signify rounds out their draft with. It seems like they're looking for a one position pickup for their safe lane, for their Blizzard on the safe lane.
Yeah, I think the problem with Signify's lineup is that they're very, very single target oriented, and if they don't get to go on the Legion, he's able to remove some debuffs and he's able to remove the stuns and the lassos. It's going to get really hard for Signify. But if they can get a quick jump in and they can get a quick kill, then maybe it makes sense. But I definitely think that WG Unity have the upper hand in the draft till now.
I'm not so certain, man. I actually favor Signify's draft here, because barring the Legion Commander, they don't really have a way to deal with the lasso at the moment. And, you know, up until the Legion gets his Lincoln Sphere, Batrider is more than happy to jump him.
I think the call is to rather jump the Venomancer, though, right? Jump the Venomancer, even if you don't finish him off, there's a silence, so you just prevent his Poison Nova. So Poison Nova is actually one of the... I mean, it's Venomancer is being picked a lot, but I think Dazzle is a pretty great hero to go up against it. You can keep sustaining and keep healing at a low mana cost. We don't really see a lot of Dazzle, though, against Venomancer.
They've gone with the Anti-Mage as their final pickup. So again, there's both their cores, or at least both, well, 2 out of 3 of their cores have magic resistance coming out between them. The Corrosive Skin and the Spell Shield. So that seems to be the way they're approaching this game versus WG Unity, which honestly isn't a bad thought process. I think it's fairly well thought out. It's a good way to deal with the Venomancer and the Ancient Apparition destroying you in the early team fights. And now it's going to force WG Unity to pick up something that works well on the physical DPS side.
I like the Anti-Mage pick because the other 4 heroes are definitely ones who can create space for him. Like the Night Stalker running around, the Bat Rider if and when he picks up a Blink. Definitely heroes who are going to force WG Unity to be in the jungle and not get aggressive.
Oh, she's coming out here. The last pick Meepo coming out from WG Unity Signify. I wonder if they were prepared for this, because you talked about the lack of AoE damage coming out from them. It's basically going to work even, it's going to be even worse versus a Meepo. There's also the fact that, you know, we were talking about how WG is lacking physical damage. That has just been dealt with that Meepo pick. Not to mention the absurd amount of lockdown he brings versus the Anti-Mage.
I think Meepo does cap out after a point, and if Signify can survive till then, Problem is, again, as I pointed out, they don't have any AoE. All their first 4 heroes were purely single target.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably what I mean. They last banned PL thinking that that's a hero we can't deal with, but they kind of forgot about him before that.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit unfortunate for Signify that this happens, but I think they were half scared of it happening. Well,
Yeah, they usually do tend to ban out the Meepo versus a lot of their Southeast Asian opponents, but they've let it slip this time through, and WG Unity will not hesitate to pick it up. I wonder who Korean pop singer is. I'm actually kind of hoping that's a Miracle Meepo. I don't think I've ever seen him play the Meepo, to be honest, but his micro on Naga has been phenomenal, so Meepo shouldn't be that much of a stretch to imagine to be in his hands. But
it's
WG
probably
Unity, I think they've got the upper hand in the draft here.
I won't say that this is a game where Meepo just walks away with the game, though. There's still quite a bit of potential coming in.
Yeah, I mean, you've also always got to worry about the Poof not doing enough work versus the Viper or versus the Anti-Mage. But in general, I think the Meepo is good versus both those heroes, given that he can mount on a truck ton of physical DPS. Gonna start off with a smoke on the side of Signify, making their rotations towards those early ward spots. It's gonna be Owa walking down that middle lane to drop an observer ward at the cliff, and Fly Solo meanwhile doing a similar thing on the top side of the map, blocking out a camp with his first observer ward. Just give me a moment.
I really
guys.
want to know if this is a Firo Meepo or if it's a Miracle Meepo. I really have no freaking idea. Smoke gets dispelled. Do they know this ward has been dropped though? I don't think so. He was trying to fake the ward plant here. Let's see if it works out for them.
My apologies, guys. Looks like I might have pressed some buttons inadvertently and triggered some wrong scripts for the observing protocol. But anyway, it looks like we're okay for now. Also, let me apologize in advance for any background noise you might be hearing at the moment. There's some work happening in the house. Should be taken care of in the next couple of minutes. It will settle, I promise you this. But let's do the introduction while we're at it. On the side of WG Unity, it's going to be screen handling.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff going on with Signify. They baited, so Ova baited out the sentry here. He went and planted the observer on the other side, and then came and popped his smoke this side.
I'm not sure which side you're referring to now.
So the side where WG Unity planted a sentry, he walked up there intentionally, got his smoke dispelled, and acted like he had planted a ward.
Ah, good stuff. So it's a stray sentry ward over there and an observer ward on the other side of the map.
100 gold wasted in the early game is pretty good, man.
Blizzard's gonna dodge this offensive tri lane, by the way. Immediately TPs to the bottom lane. They kind of learnt their lesson in the open qualifiers when running that aggro try in a lane that they really shouldn't have. It did work out well for them at the end of it all, but this time they're not going to risk it. At mid, you've got Meepo getting pressured a lot in these early levels. They really need to slow him down early on and prevent him from getting that snowball start, so that he doesn't run away with the game here.
Casual offlane dazzle for the time being till at least Batrider TB's in. Good to see that happening.
It's a dazzle versus ancient apparition 1-on-1. No chance in screen. Just beating each other up.
Good fun coming out from both the supports. Yeah, but there it is. Velo comes in. I believe Batrider should be coming in as well. But anyway, we want to go on the Venomancer. Blizzard is not sure. He didn't expect that lane change to happen, and now his TP should be on cooldown.
Well, Extract's gonna come in here and help beat up on the Venomancer. He does throw down the Venomous Gale. There's 2 stacks of sticky napalm on him. Gonna be a third soon. Extract taking a beating himself. Man, those attacks hurt with the chilling touch. Extract's gotta be really careful. In fact, he could be going down here if there's a slow coming out. The poison sink damage has done its work on him. Screen continues. Fly Solo's coming in as well. He's going under the tier 1 tower. Extract, he has the boots, but so too does Fly Solo with the Borrow Strike. He's gonna tag him, and first blood will take place under the dire tier 1 tower. Fly Solo will sacrifice his life for it, but he still gets the money and the EXP for that solo kill, or rather for that first kill.
They need to stop playing musical chairs with this lanes because Blizzard just TP top.
Again. We're going to see the Venomancer move as well. He does have a TP on him, so I think Venomancer is prepared to go back to the top lane and chew his brain. No chance. Duking it out with Velo, which is a terrible idea. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Nightstalk is getting run down by Fly Solo, who's moved himself up top again. So musical lanes will continue. Nighty's back up top again on the Venomancer. Blizzard will not get a moment's respite here. But at mid, Korean pop singer, who I assume is Miracle, is gonna be duking it out with Crowley. Crowley has that poison sting. They've got the void slows coming out as well, but Meepo is fairly tanky at this point. It's not gonna die that easily. 2 earth pines will come out and slow them down. Meanwhile, on the top, Fly Solo ended up going down to Blizzard, and Nighty actually ended up getting no chance. Now Nighty's in trouble. The Venomancer is about to go down to Blizzard. The Jukes being attempted here, but the hits are there. Blizzard continues moving forward. It's a double kill for the anti-mage. He's had enough of these musical lanes. He'll find himself a decent recovery here on this top lane.
I also like what Signify doing in the mid lane. He's putting this immense amount of pressure on Meepo. I mean, it's a Meepo. He's gonna have comeback, but putting this much pressure on him will play into the mid game. He's gonna have a slightly delayed item progression, and that will help anti-mage quite a bit.
Crowley looking for a kill on the Meepo once again with Owa coming around. It's still daytime though, but I think Owa's okay with sacrificing his time like this, just ensuring that the Meepo is slowed down. The best way to deal with this Meepo is to just not let him snowball. If you can stay ahead of the Meepo in terms of net worth and EXP in the early stages, you might just find yourself in a comfortable position in the mid game to take him down before he gets absurdly tanky. But
he's already level 3, so I think he's okay heading into the first night. And level 3 is anyway the level you are at normally.
I mean, actually you hit level 2 by the time you hit in the first night time, but it's come at the cost of some of Crowley's EXP, I believe. But
Viper's not XP dependent hero as such. I don't think it matters so much.
No chance. Getting tagged here. Blizzard's gonna jump back to help him out, but Fly Solo with the Sandstorm, no chance. Has a Grave, but doesn't quite get it off on himself in time. It's gonna be a Venomancer picking up a kill. Their aggressive trial lane is now starting to pay off once more. Well, Blizzard can't really come into the lane to farm up. Look at how he's changed up his item build, by the way. He's chosen to pick up an Orb of Venom on this anti-mage.
I think that's just to get some Harris on the Venomancer.
It's to fight poison with poison, man. This seems to be their go-to strategy. But Meepo now using his abilities in the jungle, farming up stack camps that have been prepared for him. This is how he's going to recover. And there's nothing that Viper can really do about it.
I think the only point of concern for Signify at this point is Extract's farm. He's been given a solo lane for quite a while, and he's actually pretty far behind the Legion Commander. Not sure what happened.
Oh, wow, Nightstalker actually walks in and solo kills the Meepo. Look at this though, there's a cheeky dire observer ward placed down here inside the jungle that spotted a low HP Meepo moving backwards, and this really
And they know that
hurt
this
him.
camp is low. So when Meepo goes to farm it again, I believe you'll see Crowley and Nightstalker making the rotation down there.
Yeah, but I think Meepo should know there's an observer placed down by now. There's no real reason for the Nightstalker to just be lurking there by himself otherwise. But you got a Venom moving in mid as well, so they are going to offer some support while the Meepo goes towards that camp eventually. Possibly looking for a counterplay if they dive the Meepo here. Venom hasn't showed himself just yet. He hasn't been spotted out by this observer ward. There's actually another TP coming in too. It's going to be the Sand King. But they're playing it safe for now. Signify are not going too aggressive, just going to stay back on their cliff, knowing that heroes are missing across the map.
Yeah, I think they're happy with the way the rotations have come through, because now anti-mage is a free lane. He got 2 kills in his lane and he has a free lane, and they're being able to go on AA.
Yeah, they knew that this was happening. There's double slows coming out, but Venomancer has come back into the fray. Blizzard is just not letting up on this. The slows, not enough to stop him from getting that kill. He's on a killing spree. He's blinked back once, but he's not blinked far enough,
That's
and the Venomancer might just finish him off.
There's a grave there.
5-3. This is turning out to be a splendid early game for Signify. WG Unity seem to be having some trouble here. In fact, at bottom, Extract gonna go to work with no more stacks of the TK Napalm, but Sand King's come in here to punish this Batrider for his shenanigans. He's been slowed down by the Orb of Venom hits, and he will end up dropping Velo. While the rest of his teammates may not be off to the best start, he's having a ball of a time here on this bottom lane.
They almost got a kill on the Meepo as well, but he managed to TP the healthy Meepo and poof back onto it.
Crowley has his power treads and Ring of Aquila right now. They're doing good in terms of the net worth department, but I wonder how long that's going to last. It's really a matter of time before the Meepo comes online and starts out farming everyone on the map. That is unless they can get a tier 1 early and start pressuring the jungle as well.
I mean, you say that, but Meepo has actually been pushed back quite a bit. Like, you generally see Meepos with some level of farm at this point when he has nothing. Even his stacks were found by the Night Stalker, I believe.
Look at No Chance. He's just going all the way in here to deal with some Plague Gods. He's got the TP,
Yes,
so
TP.
he should be able to get away from this quite comfortably. But he's actually trying to bait this for the Night Stalker to come in. But yeah, Ova's going to decide against it because of this ward perimeter that Nighty set up.
Extract, he could be in trouble. There is a duel on the Legion Commander, but don't think he'll be able to make up.
This TP is coming out here. It's going to be daytime in just a few seconds, so this Night Stalker's TP may not have been too efficient. Although he will pick up a bounty rune for his movements.
I think with it being daytime, they should give Night Stalker the bot lane, move Extract to the jungle. And as soon as he picks up a blink or a drum, they can start four-manning behind the Viper. Viper's about to get his... he's got the major component for the Dragon Lance as well. He's hella tanky at this point.
Yeah, he's probably super tanky on this Viper at the moment, like you pointed out. He's also gone for 3 points in the poison attack, so he does hit fairly hard and has a fair bit of control to bring to the table as well. The lack of lockdowns, though, is what's going to hurt versus that Meepo. He can almost always TP out as long as the Night Stalkers pop the Void in the vicinity.
We need to be a little careful, though. Crowley can't overextend in the mid lane. There is a Sand King and a Ancient Apparition lying in wait for him. But he has to back out of Night Stalker.
It's a daytime Night Stalker, though. I wouldn't really classify that as backup. Well, Velo still having a really good time on this bottom lane, inching closer towards what I would assume is a first item blink for him. I'd be surprised if he went for the armlet this game. How's Fly Solo looking in terms of progress towards that dagger? I mean, he's going for the dagger right after the Tranquil Boots.
Finally, Sand King gives up on the mid lane as well.
Meepo's at level 8, so that's the maxed out proof that's going to allow him to keep farming, pushing out the waves in the face of that Viper.
There are 3 Signify heroes versus the 3 WG Unity heroes in the bot lane, though, so we could be headed for a showdown here.
The problem
Lasso is online as well.
Yeah, but the issue is the Firefly isn't, so a lot of their AoE damage is not available for the next few seconds.
They need to pretty much go only on the Legion, because otherwise the Lasso is just going to be useless.
Crowley makes the most of the Meepo's absence and takes that tier 1 tower down at the middle lane. Oh, Night Stalker. He got so greedy looking for that rune. But the Burrow Strike misses. The Phase Boot's mobility allows him to get away. That was a close shave for him. There's 4 heroes across the map from WG Unity on this bottom lane.
They need to provide some backup to Blizzard as well, because he's getting bullied out by the Venomancer, who has some amount of levels now. Yeah, he's got maxed out level Plague Wards, so it's not easy for that.
The other issue is that Blizzard chose to put max points into the Blink as opposed to additional points into the Spell Shield. We'll hold that thought because at bottom they're going in on Velo. They have that lasso available, but he's gonna have to pop those wand charges before he can use it. Gets the lasso off, pulls him close to the Viper and takes him down. And Velo is down for 28 seconds. Another Viper Strike onto Nighty. The Venomancer stepped in too deep and will be punished for it. It's a double kill for Crowley's Viper as he spits Pan on his face.
Good rotation by him, but they need to rotate back and save the mid. He's doing exactly that. So, not losing too much.
I mean, Meepo cannot go for this kill here. He doesn't have mana for it, so he's just going to TP out and poof the other one back to the fountain. Efficient stuff from Signify.
They need to be aware, though, where the Legion is TPing to. They don't want to get dueled. He's TPing to the bot lane, no chance. Will he be okay?
Extract is here, but there's the Grave. He gets it out in the nick of time, but will he survive is the question. Grave runs out, but not before the duel, so it isn't a duel victory. And now Velo doesn't have the press the attack either. That's 4 stacks of Siki Napalm that are going to be up on him soon. He's actually just going to burn him down for now. The 4th stack comes out, but so does the Viper. Crowley will claim the kill, and that's not the way Velo envisioned that kill happening.
And I think Dazzle is totally fine with that as well. He has level 6 already. Doesn't really need a lot of... He's gonna be playing the hard 5 anyway.
Look at Ova. Just juking all 3 Earthbinds. The 3rd one connects as no chance TP's in. I actually don't know how the hell he survived that. Unreal. I mean, you have to take the most unconventional path to dodge those Earthbinds, and he dodges 2 out of 3.
Yeah, 7 years of experience, man. I'm pretty sure it's more than that actually.
Yeah. Well, Meepo's up to level 10 now, but he's still further behind a Viper on the net worth charts. They're going to take another tier 1 tower down in this bottom lane. And, you know, all said and done, Blizzard is farming really well as well. This is, I mean, this is not the way I envisioned this early game going, but Signify are really pulling ahead.
Yeah, I think their Viper pick actually worked out quite well.
Velo.
I mean, Crowley seems to complain about playing against Viper a lot, but not so much when he has the hero in his own hands.
Yeah, that's true. Well, an eye for an eye though. They do get a tier 1 tower in the top lane. The Blizzard's pressuring bot while Velo... Oh, he just dispelled the smoke! It is night time, so they can consider making a play here. Crowley's smoke is going to get broken as well, but Extract is going to fly over the trees. Blinks forward. He actually had the Blink Dagger available, but didn't quite commit the lasso. Meanwhile, Velo behind comes in for the duel onto the Dazzle. The Poison Over is there as well. This time it's a duel victory for him, but he will end up forfeiting his life in exchange. And now Venomancer could be in trouble as well. Crowley decides to prioritize the Ancient Apparition first with one poison attack onto Nighty. Extract is okay finishing that job. The Epicenter comes out with the Earthbind holding 2 in position. Meepo gets 1 kill and is about to get the second. The dominating streak goes over to the Meepo, and suddenly WG Unity will find their footing and claw themselves back into this game.
I'm not sure what the Batrider's role was in that entire fight. He didn't commit the lasso because the team had gone on somebody else. He chose to save it, but he didn't even use it at the very end. I think he ran out of mana. But at least there was space for Blizzard to farm. He should be picking up his Battle Fury pretty soon. Yeah, he's just about 1,000 gold away. That's the first death on the Viper, right? Yeah, I think it's not that bad. They still got a kill on 3 heroes from WG Unity there.
Yeah, there's also the fact that Meepo chose to pick up the Blink Dagger as his first item. So
Yeah.
he's expected the early aggression coming out from Signify, and instead of saying I'll just survive it, he says I'm gonna come in and fight it with you guys. There we go. No chance gonna get spotted out. He has that Grave that'll buy him some time to work with, but Ova decides not to come in as well, as the Grave TP will be successful.
Anti-mage gets caught out by a duel though in jungle. I'm not sure why that happened.
Yeah,
Is
that's
there
a-
an enemy ward?
There's no
There's
Blink
no
Dagger
ward there
either.
as
I
well.
don't see why that happened. Yeah, you're right.
There's no enemy ward there either. Must have blinked in aggressively and just found himself in front of the Legion.
Yeah, that's possible. Well, Venomancer for now looking okay as well. He's heading towards that wave of Discord, which is going to augment the damage output coming out from those 3 heroes. But Extract is here. The Flame Break thrown down as well. It's burning them through. Lasso's up one of the Meepos. Crowley's coming as well, and it's focusing him down. The Silence thrown down by the Crippling Fear. They're focusing the Meepo, and they'll bring him down. Now Fly Solo is getting burnt to a crisp, and has a Sentry Ward spotting him out as well. The counter rotation punishes WG Unity, with Crowley and Ova picking up a kill each.
Yeah, I think they knew that this was going to happen. Everyone was prepared for that fight. Even Blizzard had a TP ready to come and join that fight.
Velo's got a Blink Dagger, and unfortunately the Ice Blast misses on Blizzard, but it doesn't matter. He's going in nonetheless, beating up on Blizzard, but will not be able to score the dual victory kill, as Blizzard is going to blink away. That was very ambitious from Velo.
Yeah, I think he had automatically assumed that the Ice Blast was going to land. Because he knew that without that the kill is not possible.
Extract in the jungle now, spotting Velo out, popping that shrine. The duel is down for another 30 seconds or so, but the blink has been revealed. No chance, just walks in and TP's out under the shrine. A close under the ancient, sorry, a close shave indeed. It's daytime now for another 4 minutes. And this is most likely when Signify says let's slow things down and farm. Let's get that Battle Fury online on Blizzard.
Yeah, I mean, still if you look at the net worth charts, the Meepo isn't as ahead as he should be. It's actually the Viper and the Anti-Mage who are ahead of him. And this is because of the build he went for the PT, not even the BOTs, so... Yeah, he can't be there everywhere, and he has a Blink Dagger. But he hasn't found that many kills. Bit of an unfortunate and sticky situation for the Meepo here.
But he has kept his farm rolling now. He's actually catching up to Blizzard in terms of net worth, and he's on top of the CS charts, not to mention the levels as well, working in his favor.
Yeah, but I think as a Meepo you'd want to be on top of the net worth charts.
Yeah, you definitely do want to be much ahead of the curve.
Yeah. He needs a lot of net worth to fight as well. It's pretty bad without net worth.
Both sides using their scans, not finding anyone, but This is an offensive smoke coming out. Blink from Blizzard. He walks forward, but the smoke has been revealed. There's the jump in from Fly Solo. Blizzard actually cancels the epicenter with a mana void. And now the dual victory is actually going to go over to Extract, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it went to Extract.
He doesn't have bonus
No,
damage
I don't
though.
think I did see a winner pop up though. A winner.
No, I don't think anyone actually got bonus damage from that duel, but
Yeah.
that was a turnaround coming out from Signify again. They'll find their foothold and find themselves a couple of kills.
I think much of WG Unity's damage lies in this Venomancer and the Meepo, and both were not in that there in that fight for some reason.
I mean, there's also the fact that you need burst damage with the duel, and they really don't have a source of burst damage at the moment. The most crucial play in that entire engagement was Blizzard cancelling the epicenter with a mana void, because if the epicenter connected, I think that fight would have gone in a wholly different direction.
Yeah. It was actually one of those clutch moments because there was a TPing right next to him as well. So he had to make a split-second decision whether he wants to cancel the TP or cancel the epicenter. Looks like he made the right decision after all.
Once again though, Velo and Fly Solo gonna go under cover of a smoke, this time with the Ancient Apparition next to them. Some very aggressive stuff coming out from WG Unity, but Extract and Co. staying on the absolute other end of the map. The sentry was placed down with the Daya all across the jungle, but one stray observer bot hasn't been caught. Extract though, looks like he could be caught this time around. The Burrow Strike is there, the duel as well as the Ice Blast, that is going to be his death. But Viper slowly makes his way back towards the middle lane. Can't quite find anything, and all the while Meepo's in the pit with the lifesteal talent skilled up.
I don't think they Signify have any idea that this is happening. They're not even going for it. Yeah, without the flying vision from the Bat Rider, it's going to be really difficult. They'll have to give up to save this. Not the biggest loss in my opinion, but this might be the foothold that the WG Unity needed in the game now.
Fly Solo gonna come mid on his Sand King, while Signify gonna smoke and move towards the bottom side, where Velo continues his progress towards the armlet. That smoke though could be dispelled by a stray rotation from screen here, but just barely gets away from it. Oh, Velo doesn't even have himself press the attack now, so there's the blink cancel. They're gonna go in, the Void will cancel the TP, and Velo will suffer a death at the hands of Crowley once again.
It's been a very weird game for the LC. He had to play musical chairs. He had a good laning phase in terms of last hitting, but just a couple of duels. That's all he has to his name here. I think they can defend this tower as well. Meepo
Extract
shouldn't
has
get
the
caught
lasso, and they don't have a way to cancel this lasso. They're gonna go in, but the Venomancer follows it up as well. Crowley focusing on the Meepo, who's been silenced up. Meepo's gonna get burnt down, and then Venomancer's gonna get focused next as well. The counter initiation not quite going as planned, but the Aegis was available, so they're gonna continue fighting. The Burrow Strike is there, the poofs towards Crowley, the heals are there, but the Grave is there as well. Crowley still alive through this all, refuses to die as Blizzard joins the party, throws the Mana Void down, gets the kill on the Meepo, and is looking to finish up on Fly Solo, but they have no detection. And as the dust settles, I think that works heavily in favor of Signify. An Aegis kill, a kill on the core Meepo as well as the Venomancer, losing 3 nonetheless, but giving kills over to Blizzard, who's picked up his Battle Fury as well as a Yasha.
I think the only one who's going to be upset about that fight, whoa, Blizzard. Blinks into Fly Solo. No vision again.
There's a sentry just on the periphery of him though. But that's no chance though. No more detection on him. He's actually really poor, unfortunately. He's had to spend his money on Dust and Orbs once again, while Nightstalker is making progress towards a hood.
Yeah, I don't think no chance minds, so it's just as
Yeah.
since mech became not that popular an item, Dazzle doesn't really need too much. Probably a Solar Crest and 4
I'd say a
stars.
Glimmer Cape in this game is absolutely
Yeah,
vital
not
on the side of Signify.
They definitely need a pipe, and I believe Ova is building that as well. Yeah.
Extract's choosing to go for the Yules first, not the 4 staff. That could definitely add some value in the face of Velo, who's time and again jumping in. Batrider, is he going to be able to bait this out successfully? He actually blinked in there, hoping that Velo comes at him. But that was a tad bit too obvious. But no chance. Might be unfortunate here. Velo is in the vicinity. Nah, he's not going to jump in. He knows that the rest of the team is there as well. This one observer ward on the Radiant side is just proving to be super valuable for WG Unity.
Yeah, they have good vision on the entire enemy team, but they don't know where Blizzard is. That's the only worrying factor. And he's been farming pretty fit. He has his Yasha, should be picking up. He's actually got a.
Lincoln's queued up, which
I think you
is
should finish up your
actually.
Manta though.
I mean, I think the Lincoln's is useful here. If you can dodge either the duel or the burrow strike, I think the Lincoln's will serve this purpose.
I feel that Manta the better item though.
They're
Helps
moving
you
bottom though.
push. If
Hoping
you're
that the
really
Meepo
quick
shows
about
up.
it, you can even dodge the duel there.
Uh-oh, Meepo. He's deep in the trees, and if he cancels the blink here, I mean the smoke here, there we go, the smoke's been broken, the flying vision is there, they know he's here, and they're gonna jump in on him. How the holy hell did they know? But this could go horribly wrong for them. The Ice Blast has connected, and Meepo has dropped while the Earthbind has held them in position. Ova, trapped up with the Cold Feet, will end up dropping the screen. It ends up being a 2-for-1 trade, bringing the Meepo down, but losing the Anti-Mage as well as the Night Stalker. I have no clue how they knew this, but it didn't quite
I don't think
work
Anti-Mage
well.
is at a position where he can just go and right-click people. He just has a Yasha and a Battle Fury. He still needs to keep farming. I think probably around 35-minute mark.
Middle lane, Dazzle with that one stray Shadow Wave gave away his position. And now Crowley can't really help him either. A dual victory goes over to the LC.
Few missteps for Signify here the last couple of minutes. Especially that Anti-Mage dying. It's quite costly.
Yeah, there was actually 400 gold over to the Meepo before he died, so he's kind of okay with that. Meanwhile, Fly Solo makes a run for it. It's daytime now, and there's no darkness available, so the chase cannot continue. WG Unity will continue to create some space. But for who, though? The Venomancer? Yeah, I guess the Venomancer is the one that's taking up the farm now, as Meepo is still dead.
I mean, Meepo's got a. What is he going for the Hex straight up? Yeah, it looks like he's going for the Hex straight up to fight the Anti-Mage.
Just another reason to pick up a Lincoln's for the Anti-Mage.
Should pick up the ultimate arm. There's no use saving buyback for Blizzard.
Yeah, I
He's
agree.
too poor at this moment. Not poor, but he's. I mean, if he has to spend his gold, then he's gonna be behind all game. Oh, they've managed to pick up a gem on the Batrider.
Yeah, this
That's
is
gonna be-
definitely gonna help.
Yeah.
So
As long as they
Blizzard-
know that the area where Blizzard is farming is free of wards, that'll just give them a sense of relief. And
Uh-oh, Blizzard. He's on the low ground. The Burrow Strike is going to tag him. The Epicenter, the Duel, the Ice Blast. And Blizzard is a man down. He's farming out here by himself. That's just not the way he wants to be running this. Extract with the Yules cancelling out Venomancer's TP. So they're going to get a return kill at the very least here. No commit the lasso for this. No expenses spared to bring down the Veno. The kill will be left for Crowley. And that will bring him very close to his BKB.
I'm not entirely sure why they're giving Blizzard the enemy jungle to farm. I mean, Crowley has been hitting some creeps in his own jungle, but he's mostly stuck to the lane, so he does kind of have his own jungle to farm.
Brave coming out here. No chance. Doesn't have a TP, so he's just buying time here before he eventually drops out. Again, this is... Why was he out here by himself looking to plant wards? I mean, that's such a deep observer ward, which is most likely going to get dewarded. Look at Velo though. Super offensive positioning coming out from him. No ward to watch out his movements either. They're just hoping that someone dares to come and defend this tier 2 tower while an ancient apparition whacks away at it.
I don't think Signify are going to defend that. They know that there's a ward on that cliff there. They can't really approach it anyway. They might look for a counter kill on whoever's trying to defend the top tower though. But nope.
This
Looks like
is
they're going to back off altogether.
the point in time where WG Unity have the upper hand. I mean, you've got the Hex finished up on the Meepo. Solo killing is really a threat up against Signify. They can't go in to defend that tier 2 tower by themselves either. They're going for a tier 1 on the top lane, but they have no vision behind the tower.
Ooh, very, very clutch blink out from Anti-Mage. Do you think he's going to live? Yeah, I think he's just about safe here. Now they know that there's a warrior watching him.
Another scan from the Dire will find Fly Solo up to his shenanigans. But X-Drag is Probably gonna be a tad bit too late here. He's gonna go in. He actually had the gem, so he got him. They need that silence to come out. The force staffs are there. Fly Solo will fly down, but the force will follow him further. They have the detection and they'll bring him down. They'll even take away his gem. Veno jumped in to recover the gem and might pay for that with his life. The jump forward from Extract. The Yules is there to control him, to slow him down. He is gonna end up forfeiting his life. In addition to that gem that they lost, they get themselves 2 heroes dead. While on the bottom lane, it looks like Blizzard and Dazzle ended up dropping as well.
Yeah, that was the Meepo and the Veno combo. Veno didn't have to use his ult because the Ice Blast kind of hit both of them. So they were pretty much guaranteed deaths.
That still works in favor of WG Unity. They scored another kill on the anti-mage. And his Lincolns is looking like a pipe dream
I mean,
right now.
I guess you can say that they kind of lost a gem as well. So there is that bit of disadvantage going their way. But yeah, getting 1 kill on the anti-mage again is going to be very crucial. I think he should buy out at this point. Like, at least buy the ultimate orb. He's just losing gold time and again, going to the jungle and farming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Viper's only going to be able to carry them for so long.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is when the Viper starts to fall off. Even though he's still got that 10-second BKB to work with. There we go. Silence to start things off. Do they have the control up against this Meepo? Extract is making his way here, but Meepo says, I'm just gonna man-fight you back. Flame Break's available. He's gonna throw him back a bit. They had the Grave to keep him alive. And Owa will survive, as the Meepo won't. Ice Blast traveling across the map, hoping to find Owa, but Owa is way further down. Well, he's way further down south, so he'll survive.
I also think that Signify don't want to really take head-on team fights because they're afraid of the AoE that WG Unity have. Maybe once they have the pipe, they'll be a little more confident to at least 4-man stack up and let Blizzard farm the other part of the map.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, Meepo dying solo is quite expensive for them. He's down for a really long time given his level advantage, and he also has a fair bit of net worth. His net worth inflates the amount of money that Signify picks up. And that was also a kill going over towards Crowley's Viper, who's already stupidly farmed and is making his way towards a Maelstrom next.
Yeah, and finally Blizzard has picked up the ultimate orb, so at least he won't be losing that much gold anymore. I think he's still debating between the Mantis style and the Lincolns. If he's about to die one more time, I bet he buys up the Mantis style. Or maybe the Lincoln's recipes also.
Could be caught out here. He's walking up into the high ground. They've actually jumped in onto the Batrider instead. But here comes the pincer trap. Blizzard is ready to go in and fight. The Ice Blast only connecting onto Owa, so the retaliation is on. They're gonna jump in. The Blizzard takes away Velo's mana. They do pop the Poison Nova on 90, but these are heroes that are immune or rather resistant to magic damage. They will end up bringing down both the Veno as well as the LC. But they will survive, or rather will keep their Ancient Apparition alive. All the while though, they ended up losing a Batrider as well as a Dazzle for it.
I think they recovered 2 gems there as well. Both of them did kind of get recovered. I don't see the other one anywhere else.
Yeah, I see 1 gem on the side of Owa.
I think they dropped 1 back at the base anyway because Batrider had. I don't see it.
Things coming out of Roshan, but without a Batrider, how are you supposed to enter the pit anyway? They will have to sacrifice this Aegis over to the Meepo. The second Aegis going in his pocket along with the cheese.
And who has the other gem here? Not on the courier. One's on the courier and one's with Owa. So Signify still having a firm hold on both the
Fly Solo.
both the gems there.
Ern's gonna cancel out that Blink Dagger. There's the Flying Vision coming out. They have the gem on Owa, so this should be a kill on the Sand King. They're gonna try and keep him alive a little longer. In fact, the Yules will come out. This is what enough time for the entirety of WG Unity to enter the fray. That's an Aegis Meepo on the front lines who's happy to lay his claws into the Viper. Viper's gonna get forced after away. They're gonna trigger the Aegis at the very least, but here comes Velo with the duel at the ready. Duels up the Viper. Viper can't do anything but be forced to fight and will end up losing that man fight, while the rest of Signify will turn around and make a run for it.
A bit unfortunate. Again, Extract just not being able to get these lassos off in these fights. It's costing them quite heavily, and I think WG Unity's call is to make a beeline down the top lane. Meepo can split push out the bot and then join them again.
Signify, do they have any way to recover here? I mean, they did pick up the Lincoln Sphere on Blizzard now. Gives them a bit more survivability, but it doesn't seem to be enough given the way Meepo chewed through that Viper in that last fight as well. Here we go. Fly solo. Not entirely sure what he's doing all the way out here, but it is going to cost him his life. And that means that they've got a window to go up top and defend. Maybe even find some pickoffs under cover of the smoke.
PKBs all around is what we're going to see next. Looks like LC has one queued up. Viper already has his. Do you think Venom should get one as well? But no, he has an Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, you can bring all the magic resistance to the party, but with a Veil and an Aghanim Scepter on the Venomancer, if you're not immune to his magic damage, you are going to be in a lot of pain. But I'm seeing a Hood finish, well, a Hood being abandoned on the side of, oh never mind, he actually finished up a full pipe. So they really are prepping for the absurd amount of magic damage coming out from.
For Signify, I actually feel everyone's been on point, but Extract needs to step his game up a little bit. He's been a little off with his lassos. He has 3 mobility items, should be able to get lassos off and be able to kidnap someone and come away.
I think up until he gets his BKB, it's still going to be a difficult job though. Because if he jumps in straight up and tries to lasso, he's going to get hit with a Burrow Strike. Or if it's not the LC, they're going to dispel it with the press the attack. So he has to be sneaky. He can't go in for the obvious lassos here. Which is why I'd say Extract's having a hard time landing those lassos. Once he gets the BKB though, he can sort of do an in-your-face lasso onto the LC. That is contingent upon the LC not having a Linken's or maybe a Lotus Orb thrown upon him.
Yeah. I also don't see why Signify need to rush things at all. They can just play it as slow as they want. Venomancer eventually will fall off, as does the Meepo. A is always going to be good, no matter what stage you are in the game, but Signify scores and supports scale so much better into the late game. Like 5 seconds of immunity with the Grave at the end at the late game is like an insane amount of damage that a hero can pull out. Even the Night Stalker will always have a vision advantage as well as the Bat Rider.
That said though, Ancient Parish is going to have his Aghanim Scepter online soon, and you know, we talked about scaling cores in the defense department. Sure, Signify has the upper hand, but in the offense department,
I mean, so they won't be able to finish the game before he gets his accepted anyway, so that's just something they're gonna have to deal with the rest of the game, no matter what.
Signify gonna dodge a fight for now, dodging a smoke gank attempted there from WG Unity, as they'll take down a tier 2 tower on this bottom lane. Again, more space opened up, more potential to gank inside the jungle, and there's also the fact that Blizzard could rat a lane of barracks if they're not careful. It is his comfort zone. Rat Tora is Blizzard's unique, I would say, signature playstyle. So WG Unity better be careful about it. Looks like they're going in here, sending illusions up onto the cliff. Not gonna get any chip damage done either. They're just hoping to find a pick off while taking over the enemy jungle.
So Meepo's picked up a Silver Edge. I kind of missed out on that, but
ouch.
Very, very interesting pick. Great against both the Anti-Mage and the Viper.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt for sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, the cores of Signify are carrying gems. I believe 2 of them are carrying gems. No, it's only the Bat Rider. So if he gets caught out with that Shadow Blade, it's gonna be really, really.
Blizzard continues to show himself on the bottom lane while the rest of Signify will smoke and move towards the north side. Oh, they've been tagged by a Radiant Scan. This is a successful and a masterful dodge here coming out from Velo and the rest of his squad. How to use your scan to perfection 101.
And Demon's picked up his Manta style, so if they're not quick about getting the Hex or the Duel off on him, he's gonna be able to get away scot-free.
Looking at Crowley with that PKB picked up, he has another chance to use it except for that one attempt.
No, he's used it once, right?
Yeah, just the one attempt. The one time that he used it, I think it was defensively as well. But that was when the Meepo had an Aegis. We haven't seen
that was the fight at
then.
exactly where they are right now. That's when the fight broke out.
You can clearly see Signify getting antsy about this tier 1 tower on this top lane. Oh, a tad late on the fortification there. That's a wasted fortification actually.
No, not really. You can't really fortify just after the tower falls. like an insurance mechanism.
Okay, I see. Anyway, there's the duel coming out of the Batrider. He's been caught out. That's a gem taken away as well. Meanwhile, no chance getting tagged with the Poison Nova, while the rest of Signify has just loped on out of there. It's 2 down on the side of Signify, and the rest of them making a break, getting the hell away from there. Blizzard just moves himself towards the top lane, hoping to split push for a while the middle lane is going to be pushed in by the rest of WG Unity's heroes. Meepo is on the top side of the map though, so he can always poof in and make something happen. I don't know if they've not spotted this gem out here.
Yeah, but looks like Nice Talk has been caught out.
Uh-oh. Owa's down for 60 seconds. He has a buyback available, and it is still night time. If the high ground push comes in here, looks like he is going to be needed to buy back. Meanwhile, Blizzard's going to look to take a tier 2 tower at the top lane. There's the buyback from Extract. The fortification has been popped. Crowley gets rooted up as well. He's just going to be controlled by 4 nets. An Ice Blast, a duel, a BKB popped as well. They're just duking it out because of the 1 net that started it all. Crowley ends up losing his life, but has a buyback and will come back into the fray. Blizzard, Manta style to shrug off the Earthbind. Has a big mana void if he wants to commit it. Commits it onto the Meepo and takes his life. Then turns around and finishes up on the Ancient Apparition while Nighty manages to jump down to the low ground. He's still being chased by Extract. The Yules will stop him in his tracks and will secure a 3rd kill here for Signify. They hold on to their barracks. They hold on to their tier 3. They get a triple kill for Blizzard. But it does cost them a couple of buybacks. 1 on the Night Stalker and 1 on the Batrider.
I still think it's okay for Signify because they took out the top tower and then TP'd Blizzard in, and very good stuff coming out from Crowley, holding on to his buyback there. I mean, anyone would have just right-clicked their buyback and gotten back into the fight because they were winning it. But good patience coming out from him, holding on to his buyback, not expending it.
Yeah, that stems the economic damage that was being dished out against them. So, gonna have a buyback for the next fight. Might even come back with a new item. Meanwhile, Night Stalker with the Lotus Orb ends up silencing himself there. There's another way to deal with the lasso initiation coming out from Fly Solo. But this is gonna be in Signify takes a tier 2 tower and looks to push forward here. In fact, they're going in without any buybacks. The blink to trigger the Lincoln's Blizzard with the Manta to shrug it off. Fly Solo ends up losing his mana, but Extract is here. Remember, he has the lasso and can make something happen. The Ice Blast completely whiffing there. They've gone in onto the Ancient Apparition. They haven't quite managed to get some damage done off on him. They're getting controlled here. Blizzard still going in for that kill. Doesn't finish the job. That Ancient Apparition bought so much time and space, but the lasso now onto a BKB target. Fly Solo coming in with the epicenter as well. The duel just not coming off. There's the kill finally going in favor of Velo. He brings down Extract on his Batrider, and now Blizzard's in a sticky spot as well. The Meepo has respawned and Signify. They're just gonna turn tail and run it on out of here. Crowley staying on the high ground, looking to fight. He's gonna get burrow struck here. He should have just considered running the hell away from there, but he does have that buyback. He's gonna pop a BKB. He's just laying his claws into the Meepo without hesitation. What was he doing there?
He's definitely not going to be happy about that. He TP'd onto the shrine and walked all the way. Had to use a BKB charge and pretty much did nothing in that fight. That's definitely not the fight Crowley was playing.
Signify, I mean, I think they really messed up the fight inside the base. They should have just stopped, regrouped and backed away. If they weren't able to chip away on the tier 3, that kill on the Ancient Apparition, it took an absurdly long time, and it's essentially what caused Signify's downward spiral. And with this, they're going to get an Aegis picked up again for WG Unity.
Yeah, I think they might be even able to force out Crowley's buyback though. 40 seconds, yeah, they should be able to walk down a lane. Pressing the tower.
I don't really
Maybe
think
Blizzard cuts the wave and delays it a little bit, but
more so than cutting the wave, I think it's about Blizzard pushing this bottom lane out. It's very likely that he just goes in and straight up finds a pickoff. An attempted scan into a dust there from Owa, looking for a stray Meepo with that silver edge. You've also got a butterfly finish up on Blizzard, by the way.
it should be the Bizzle next on the cards. He's pretty much capped out actually. BOTs, maybe a Moonshot, that's pretty much it.
How's the Meepo's item progression looking? He's got that Dragon Lance still sitting in his stash. It's Diffusal Blade picked up and an upgraded Diffusal Blade that's being queued up here. So he's hitting Breaking Point as well. Maybe an E-Blade somewhere in the mix to replace that Dragon Lance later on. Well, the Venomancer, he picked up a Blade Mail next, so you can't just straight up right click and focus him down either.
And also, I think Exak is going for the right item finally, which is the BKB. He needed this item good 10 minutes back. Unfortunately, he died so many times that
Yeah, he's
just
had
wasn't
it
able to
queued
get
up
it.
for a while, to be honest. Unfortunately, he's not been able to get any money towards it. Nice solo going for that Arcane Rune. Could be caught out here. Lotus Orb himself as well. And immediately you'll see the back calls coming out from Signify. The jump in, there's the miss from Venomous Gale. Jump in from the duel as well, coming out from the LC. It's a massacre here near the shrine, but this is Signify stuff. They end up bringing down the Venomancer. Velo with the cheese stays alive for now, but the Meepo has entered the party, and Crowley has hit the deck. The Epicenter comes through as well, and Ova really can't do too much to help his teammates out. Blizzard, who's managed to run for now, but he's going to get tagged with the Poison Nova and the Venomous Gale. He does stick down there. I believe the Ice Blast had connected. It's a double kill for 90. There's no chance ends up dropping in, well, near the Ancients as well. Double buyback coming out now. The tier 3 is in jeopardy. Velo in trouble himself, but the Hex comes out from the Meepo. The Night Surf is going to get jumped upon, and the Burrow Stack will secure his kill. Blizzard, he's just jumped in man mode. They're on the front lines, but he gets disarmed while he's trying to fight. Goes back towards his shrine. Getting controlled by the Meepo for now, but Meepo is getting taken apart by the Viper, but he has no Aegis. I think what the hell happened to the Aegis there? Either way, he's dead to all rights for now. Blizzard coming back into the frame, hoping to find some pickoffs, hoping to find some kills, trying to keep his barracks alive, but he's doing this 1 versus 4. Velo on the front lines with the disarm at the ready. Blizzard gonna pop a shrine for now, just stays in the vicinity. They are gonna forfeit their barracks here. The melee barracks will drop, and Signify are now playing with a hole in their base.
Yeah, and they don't have buybacks on their cores, while WG Unity should be holding on to theirs. The game just got very, very hard for Signify with that fight. Their target selection wasn't the best there. The Batrider went on the Sand King and lassoed him so that the Epicenter wouldn't come through. But I think Crowley and Blizzard were focusing on someone else in that fight, because it definitely did get channeled after the lasso ended.
It's going to be a massive economic advantage going in favor of WG Unity now, as they walked away with not just the laner barracks but also a shrine takedown inside the dire jungle. Velo, he stuck around for a bit longer than he needed to here, and Extract sees this, goes in. In fact, Velo goes in upon him, but Blizzard is here to punish. A BKB charge triggered out as well, with Blizzard taking a mega kill streak off of the LC.
I also think Blizzard is going for the right choice, as he skipped the Abyssal and he's going for a BKB. I think this makes sense. He doesn't want to get Poison Nova, he doesn't want to lose HP to things like Epicenter, and he doesn't want to get stunned as well, so doesn't really need the Abyssal that much. I think the BKB is definitely one of the smarter choices.
Yeah, the problem is he's now going to have to cycle his item slots, unless he wants to get rid of the power treads and hold on to the BKB.
I guess before he jumps in, probably gonna have to use it.
Sand King's out here by himself at the bottom lane, and Crowley, can't quite connect with that poison attack before he blinks out. What's Crowley going for next? Well,
Should be the Maelstrom.
yeah, it's the Mjolnir that's queued up.
Sorry. Should be the Mael. But he had to expand his buyback, and he's been stuck with these 3 items for quite a while now. He's actually fallen quite far below in the net for the chart as well.
Meepo basically capping out right now. He doesn't have a buyback though. He spent his money on the upgraded diffusion blade for now. Meanwhile, Signify still not spooked. They're gonna leave their base and go hunting for a pick off. Nice solo. Does manage to get the D-ward off on the high ground, so they know that he's there. So far, it's just the Legion and the Sand King that have buybacks available on them. This could prove to be troublesome.
Wow.
Oh, wow, they actually got a kill on the Meepo. Completely blindsided there.
I didn't think they expected the Meepo to be there.
That's 90 seconds without a Meepo. 90 seconds, no buyback on the Meepo. The lanes are certainly going to push in, and the moment they come knocking on the door, they're going to know that there's no buyback on him.
I think they assume that he has one though, so they might be a little slow. Looks like they're pushing in through mid.
This is a real opportunity for them. I mean,
Not even sure why he doesn't have buyback. What did he even buy?
he upgraded his diffuser blade.
That was quite a while back though. He must have bought something. No,
It's also a lot of
he just didn't
unreliable
have
gold
gold.
going his way. 5 seconds till the lasso is back, and the prime target here would be the Venomancer. But Blizzard's gonna be the one leading the charge here with that DD rune. He starts ripping through that tier 3 tower. His Lincolns gets triggered, but now he's got himself that BKB to work with. The BKB is popped from Velo. He's jumped in with a duel, but the Grave preemptively thrown down. Is he gonna shatter here? Blizzard needs to BKB up ASAP, but he is down. And he's down for 120. Velo even survives after all of that and walks on out of there. Who the hell needs Meepo, says WG Unity. We'll fight without him. That was strange indeed. I mean, there was an Observer Ward on the slope as well. I think the BKB could have been popped earlier by Blizzard and he might have actually survived all of that.
Yeah, I think so too as well. He really didn't need to approach the creep wave without the Linkage. As soon as it got triggered, he should have just backed off and waited and hoped that waited for the Viper to just hit the tower.
But look at the presence of mind coming out from WG Unity though. They sensed that little advantage without the Lincolns on the anti-mage. They jumped in without hesitation. That was without their Meepo being there as well. Normally you'd probably be spooked and say, oh, you know what, we should wait for Meepo to get here. But Meepo's here now and the tier 4s are not looking long for life. How does a Viper defend this with just a Dazzle at his back? I don't think there's any defense here.